systemically throughout the roster on Saturday in the win against Hawaii. Don't need more of that tonight.
So it'll be Rowe jumping against Garoza to start things here from the Titan Gym, and we are underway. This is a rematch of the January 26th matchup up in San Luis Obispo, where Cal State Fullerton won that contest by 17, 80-63. Rowe from the corner to start things off.
Good patience by Fullerton. UCLA cut. Well defended by Calpoly, however. Good closeout on Rowe. Corner jumper.
Inside Garoza. And a bit too much contact there from Johnny Wong, the 6'9" sophomore out of Beijing, China, who picks up his first personal foul.
Big win for Cal Poly, Tim, on Saturday to break the schneid. A very talented Hawaii team, as we know. That's a confidence boost for the Mustangs.
There is Crow from the corner, one of the top three-point shooters in the NCAA. 23rd in the NCAA coming into tonight, 4th in the Big West, and he hits one out of the gate.
You know, Pat Riley says it's a make-or-miss league, and that translates into college as well at times. Life's a lot easier. You're a much better coach when those shots have fallen.
And here is Donovan Fields. And amongst so many top 10s in the Cal Poly record books over his illustrious career in San Luis Obispo. And he will be the main man, like he always is, for the Mustangs here tonight in a game that they desperately need to win to help keep those Big West tournament hopes alive.
It's incredible, Tim. Top 10 in free throw percentage, assists, steals, top 15 in scoring.
That was Marcellus Garrick missing from the outside, but nice job by Rosa, and taking it right to the basket and putting it up and in as Fields. And just the start that Joe Calero and Cal Poly needed.
Great recognition by Fields. He recognizes he's got a big on him, accelerates to the basket, easy layup. That'll get his confidence going early.
Throw into the lane, almost lost it, and did, as Owishika hesitated, and in the pack there is Garrick to throw it down. A 7-0 run by Cal Poly out of the gate, and the Mustangs stampeding right now in the early going at Titan Gym.
How about Job Alexander? From the 4, he's dishing behind the head, and Cal Poly feeling it. Garrick with the emphatic dunk on the road.
So you look at the numbers in the early going, and Cal Poly 3 of 4 from the floor. And Cal State Fullerton 0 for 2 from the field. The problem is they've only taken 2 shots so far, not taking care of the basketball.
Yeah, so Dedrick Taylor, he's telling his squad here right now, listen, we've had competitive, spirited practices that he told us about. We've got to bring that to the floor. A little bit of hesitation right in front of us, Tim, that Cal Poly sees the opportunity. So Dedrick Taylor says, listen, we got to get back on track. This is our home floor. We must win every 50-50 ball situation. Let's shake this off and turn the page in a hurry. Now, he may have said it a bit more colorfully than I did, but I'm paraphrasing. You know what I mean? We got a family audience here.
The Titans trying to get on the scoreboard for the first time. Allman finding Rowe, stepping outside, a little bit short there. Titans are not a very good three-point shooting team this season. And just 33% collectively from outside the arc. A bit too much there for Fields.
What Dedrick Taylor told us is that they count the number of paint touches. Their possessions, when they have paint touches, they look at the field goal percentage there, and the percentage when they don't have paint touches. Very key statistic for Fullerton. That was one of their first opportunities with a shot in the painted area.
The Titans still scoreless, and on the drive right there is Job Alexander who draws the foul. Austin Owishika picks up his first second-team foul.
Now, Cal Poly won on Saturday night, Tim, against Hawaii at home. They only went to the free throw line 13 times. They made 10. Hawaii was 18 of 22. It looks like tonight they're making a concerted effort to get to the basket and attack in the half-court set and also in transition. Coach Calero and the staff with the casual look tonight with the Calpoly polo shirt.
Yeah, sharp look.
And the team is playing that way. They're kind of playing loose and aggressive early.
Well, you just wonder if that win over Hawaii was a harbinger of things developing or things to come for Cal Poly, if that can be kind of a gateway to some wins late in the season.
Sure. They're certainly hoping so.
Inside, no good there for Heintzel.
Great rotation by Cal Poly defensively. It looked like an excellent pick and roll opportunity, but it was snuffed out.
Mustangs 3 of 5 for the field, and the Titans 0 for 5. That one tapped back outside by Garoza, but nobody home.
Yeah, Garoza's been active, and he's the player who rotated on that last Fullerton possession. He did a great job in basket protection mode.
So Garoza will go out, and Tuukka Jaakkola out of Helsinki, Finland will man the middle for Cal Poly now. Also for Cal State Fulton on for the first time, Devon Clare, the 6'5" junior from Killeen, Texas. Khalil Ahmad, smooth to the rim, but can't get the finish. Run to the floor right there, trying to reel it in was Jaakkola, but a bit too far out of his reach off his fingertips.
Yeah, you know, Fields is in a tricky predicament there because he sees the player open. Jaakkola just unable to handle it. But you'd think that, you know, with Fields, it's still a good decision. Players ahead. You'd only have a one dribble situation there to finish it.
Allman got free.
That's all he needs, just a little bit of space. You feel a little bit of an exhale here in Titan Gymnasium as Fullerton finally on the board.
So Allman has been one of the premier scorers in the Big West the last 2 seasons. Last year, finishing the season as he led the Big West in scoring. This year, 4th. Donovan Fields continues his strong performance in the early going, and a strong performance overall for Cal Poly as that lead goes back to 7. And right there, Ahmad with the answer.
And, you know, that's what you need, of course, is your main guys to get in the flow. I mean, both of these guys, Tim, as you know, top 5 all time in scoring here at Fullerton. Here are the names of retired jerseys from Leon Wood to Josh Koinen, Scott Cutley, Bruce Bowen, Greg Bunch, Cedric Ceballos.
Yeah.
Big time names.
Some good ones that have come through Titan Gym over the years. Well, Cal Poly telling everybody, hey.
Fullerton responds. Dedrick Taylor told us how important containing Donovan Fields was, defending the three-point line and rebounding finally. And those were his 3 keys to the game.
And right now, we will send it over to the sidelines with Olivia Phelps, who has an update for the Fullerton huddle.
Thanks, Tim. We talked about that sense of urgency and purpose, and Coach Taylor was emphatic in that last huddle, saying they need to pick up the effort and finish with purpose. You also mentioned the rebounds. He said they've given up 2 offensive boards. That's not acceptable. He wants to see them more paint touches and really pick up the effort on both ends of the floor.
Thank you, Olivia. Yeah, not the start that Dedrick Taylor needed from his club here tonight, as they again are in that battle with Santa Barbara and Hawaii for that #2 spot and #2 seed in the Big West tournament. As Claire onto the scoreboard for the first time for Cal State Fullerton to make it a 4-point deficit.
Now Cal Poly goes zone after the media timeout, giving Fullerton a different look, but they score against it. Notice Olivia's fine reporting, and the defensive rebound is secured. Not another offensive rebound for Cal Poly.
Inside, Heintzel underneath was fouled, and he will go to the line for a pair right here.
And of course, you're looking at a Fullerton team that won the Big West tournament a season ago. You mentioned, Tim, when we at our last broadcast, how good they've been on the 8s, dating back to 1988 with Greg Bunch and that crew.
Yes.
Frank Big Bank Robinson back in 08. So many tremendous players, and what a great job Coach Dedrick Brown has done here.
And you can go all the way back to 1978. We talked about this last
Oh,
year.
78. That's right. Thank you, Tim.
The Elite
It was
18.
70. I said 88, but you're right. Greg Bunch and that group in
Yeah.
78. Exactly.
It took on Sidney Moncrief and Arkansas under Eddie Sutton in the Elite Eight all the way back in
Yes.
1978.
That was really one of the times that the tournament really electrified the country, Tim. And we know what's happened, how it's just exploded in popularity. But that was certainly one of the stories that galvanized the entire nation around college basketball and the potential for upsets.
Underneath, nifty feed inside, and that is Kubanijo with his first basket tonight.
Yeah, that was absolutely gorgeous execution by Calpoly. And again, it's ball you man, and Fullerton just caught a bit lackadaisical there in the Mustangs.
That one got sent back, and to take it away inside by Yakola.
Notice Fields probing, cogitating, seeing what the defense will give him.
And the banker across the lane, Marcellus Garrick. As he has had some solid minutes in the early going here tonight, as he has now 6 points on the evening.
Yeah, Garrick's a kid who can score it, and that's a very positive sign for Cal Poly on the road.
3 put down there, Kyle Allman.
And, you know, we know Allman can score, and Ahmad, of course. And that's what you need this time of year, your main players putting up big numbers and contributing. And Fields needs help, we know that. You see Garrick here contributing early is a good sign.
And the jump hook a bit too strong right there. And unable to finish was Awishika. Here's Fields doing what he does best in the open floor. Right back up against Heinzel, who was inside the restraining circle. So Heinzel picks up his second personal foul, and team foul number 4.
Yeah, you know, listen, the contained Fields is not an easy task, and it takes excellent team defense to do that. It's difficult to stay in front of him. He's quick, he's elusive, he's a great decision maker. Joe Claro, of course, is going to miss it when he moves on and plays professionally somewhere next year. 28 in that win against Hawaii was, of course, major. And you know what, Tim? Cal Poly, ironically, they're last in the conference in three-point field goal percentage. But when you look at what they did on Saturday night, they shot almost 60% from 3. Fields, Garrick, and Crow, amongst the starters, they were 10 of 16, 63%. And then off the bench, Carr and Ijo were 4 of 6. So they got that systemic production from 3, which has been lacking. It makes a major difference, and it did at home on Saturday.
And you can tell the confidence just building with the Mustangs right now, coming off that performance against Hawaii. Bit of a line change for Fullerton here. Here's one of the new entries, as Josh Pitts has that one go over his hands out of bounds from Jamal Smith. But just
back. Now, the Oscars are over, but the newcomer of the year, that may be an easy award to distribute this year based upon his production.
Absolutely. I think he is the runaway favorite. Runaway, no, I will agree with you. Runaway favorite.
Yeah, Fullerton teed up here, forcing the turnover.
That one lost by Nijo.
What can they get from their bench here, Tim, as well for Fullerton?
Allman with a pull-up straight on. In that rebounding battle so far tonight, going to Cal Poly, 11-5, out rebounding the Titans. Alexander, that went a bit wild, trying to track it down. And a scrum for it, and a tie-up situation, and Pitts got to it and called a timeout. And the Titans save possession.
Now, notice how
Fullerton to try and secure that number 2 seed.
Yeah, and right now they've got to contest with this 2-3 zone of Cal Poly. But you're right, TJ Shorts and Mooney are waiting, and then Purchase and company. I say it all the time. If you coach in this league, you sleep like a baby. You wake up every couple of hours crying. Just got some conundrums ahead to prepare for the game plan.
Well said. From the outside, there is Arnold, the freshman. There's Ahmad late in the shot clock. No, but Pitts. And a new 30 for the Titans. Ahmad trying to weave his way through traffic, scoring and the foul.
Now Pitts is given good energy here off the bench. He kept the ball alive. Remember here calling the timeout on the defensive end. He's active on the offensive glass. And this does not happen. Ahmad finishing here without Pitts' effort. Well done.
Nijo with the foul, second team foul against Calpoly. And a three-point play finished off by Khalil Ahmad. The Titans now creep within 4.
Ahmad had 27 in the loss against Santa Barbara, putting up big numbers. Now all of a sudden this deficit is down to 4. Notice how Calpoly makes you play 50 feet wide defensively. They stretch you out.
Taken away by the Titans. So swarming Hollingsworth in the low post forced that turnover, and a foul at the baseline against Alexander.
And you know, Dedrick Taylor, talking with him earlier in the week, Tim, as we did, talked about the connectivity of this group and how it kind of felt during the rocky part of the season. Maybe the team was a little bit disjointed, but they have the purpose of play and playing for each other, the unselfishness. They're really cohesive on and off the floor.
Taken away, then taken back, and Arnold can't finish.
Good aggressive tape by Arnold. He's been kinetic here tonight as well. Good energy.
And out of the corner, it looked like Carr got fouled. No call, but the Mustangs able to keep the possession alive. Rosa inside works himself free for 2.
Nice move, good footwork by Rosa.
Rosa, freshman out of Latvia. Remember the Latvian men's under 18 and under 16 national teams. Here's Pitts, another rebound for Pitts. Nice energy off the bench tonight. And he was fouled inside by Garoza, who picks up his first.
Now Pitts is a problem, okay, in a good way if you're forwards, in a very difficult way for Calpoly. He has been extremely aggressive, attacking the offensive glass. Look at him here in the paint. Nice and patient, going up strong. He's rewarded. He'll get to the free throw line.
Just a sophomore out of San Antonio, Texas. But getting more and more minutes as this season goes along.
We haven't seen, well, Jackson Rose back on the floor now, Tim, but Fullerton demonstrating their depth in the front court with players like Pitts. Pitts, 79% from the field during conference, but he's only been to the line 11 times coming into tonight, 45%.
That one goes down for Pitts. So the Titans bench has provided the energy that they need.
Yeah, they really have. The 7-zip, remember, it was 9-5. They were down first media break.
Inside, Alexander again.
He's a good-looking player. As he gets more and more acclimated to the Big West and kind of navigate, negotiate the conference, he's going to be really good for Joe Calero.
Rose spinning down low against Carr, got a bump. That's where the foul will go against Carr, his first.
And we know, Tim, you know, not to get caught up in the blogger demagoguery. Listen, it is a game of creating, sustaining, and surviving runs. We know that. So Fullerton here, perhaps a surprise that they got down early, but certainly not a surprise that they're clawing their way back.
Over Jackson Rose, such a talented player in the front court, can also step outside as well. And you look at what he has around him, Allman and Ahmad as the primary scorers. He is the third option in this offense. And boy, is he a great third option for you.
Yeah, he really is. A talented kid. He's ubiquitous throughout the Big West statistical categories, Tim. Third in rebounding, sixth in field goal percentage. And you know you're going to get good looks because those guys are going to attract a lot of attention.
Crow trying to force that one up. Long lead ahead. Rowe run to the floor and got it. Showing that athleticism, beating everybody back down the floor to get the lay-in. And Joe Calero wants to talk things over. Fullerton showing.
Of course, it's been terrific during the regular season, but you've got to get it done at the Honda Center as they learned against Fullerton in the finals last season.
Yep, and both these programs with Big West Tournament championships in the last 5 years. Cal Poly in 2014, last year Cal State Fullerton, and an offensive foul as Garoza picks up his second personal.
So Garoza, a young player, learning the ropes in the Big West. Just a sophomore. Career high 8 points at Hawaii back on Valentine's Day. Match that at UCI on the 21st of February. One possession game now, Tim.
Cal Poly, 50% shooting in this first half. Fullerton now 7 of 20, but just like that, it's a 1-point contest as the Titans settling things down for their head coach Dedrick Taylor and right back in it.
Yeah, great look by Arnold. You know, Arnold had that long look to Jackson Rowe in transition earlier, and then now a great feed as Rowe freed himself in the half-court set.
The defensive intensity is picked up for Fullerton. Can it follow through the offense? And it continues to do so on this latest run. Jackson Rowe from the outside. Well, the Titans have their first lead of the night.
Now you called it, Tim. Jackson Rowe is asserting himself. You talked about his versatility earlier, now scoring inside.
Fields too strong.
And you know, Fullerton is doing a nice job here when Cal Poly's in man-to-man. They have the dribble handoff on the perimeter. And then good execution here.
And Rowe got around Crow. Can't finish. Pitts again. And Pitts earns another trip to the foul line, asserting his low post rebounding dominance right now.
Yeah, Pitts again. And you know, Rowe is just kind of roaming the baseline. He fails to cash in here, but again, Pitts attacking the offensive glass. So that certainly will be a topic of discussion for Joe Calero and Cal Poly. They have got to keep Fullerton off the offensive glass, and if they don't turn them over, limit them to just one shot opportunity. Can't afford to give the Titans extra possessions as you're defending on the road.
So 1 and 2 for Pitts after the second personal foul against Yakola. As the Mustangs now with 17 fouls, so Cal State Fullerton will shoot in the bonus for the remainder of this half.
Now notice Arnold on Fields denying him all over the place.
Fields the crossover right by Arnold and right to the rim.
Yeah, that's a big time move right there. That's just gorgeous athleticism, great feel and intelligence. Excellent finish by Fields.
Lightning quick right there.
You think he wants a piece behind the center floor, Tim, in the Big West tournament? You bet he does.
Yes, he does. Here's Rowe. He's got the hot hand right now. And he'll try to dial it up again from long range. Pitts, another offensive rebound. Sophomore going back to work. And around and off, no good, but he will earn another trip to the foul line. So Pitts coming off the bench tonight, as he is 3 of 4 from the foul line for his 3 points and 5 rebounds in this first half.
Now think about this if you're a Cal State Fullerton fan, okay? Here's Pitts operating in the paint. Like you said, he's 6'10", just a sophomore. think about how he'll develop his skills, his back to the basket moves. He's just going to get better and better under the detail of his skill development. He is going to be a force to be dealt with in the Big West Conference. Doing a great job tonight. Oodles of upside for Pitt.
Yeah, you're right, Bill. You look at the physical size that he has and the strength that he has down low, and if they can really refine him and refine his game, especially on the offensive side, he can become a force.
Yeah, he's got great energy, great instincts.
Alexander again. So Alexander and Fields doing what they want right now on dribble penetration.
Yeah, that was a big basket for Cal Poly. They needed it. And you're right, they've got the ability to get into the paint.
And Pitts moving, called for the offensive foul. Pitts picks up his first.
Ahmad with great facial expression there. He exploded, driving to the basket, threw it down, and it's like, man, that was wasted. That's not going to. He's laughing with Fields. He said, Fields, you know what? That's still going to be on our banquet video, bro. They're still going to use it.
He'll make sure of that.
Yes, yeah, that's right, that's right. Hey, make sure you cut that clip. 4:20 to go, first half.
Just cut it right before the foul was called, that's all.
That's right, good editing.
Fields with a step back over the taller defender. Fields again. Tries the reverse. Hollingsworth on the putback, gets fouled in the lane.
Now, this is a critical juncture for Cal Poly. You know, they had the lead early, of course. Started out 7-zip. And now, you know, how do they respond to this run by Fullerton, which, of course, they've asserted themselves and taken the lead.
2 quick fouls on Pitts for Fullerton. And here's Hank Hollingsworth coming off the bench. He has started in 23 of the first 26 games. And the junior out of Shaylin, Washington. 5th in the Big West Conference in block shots, averaging 1 per game. And Pitts will get a breather here, but good minutes, solid minutes with the sophomore Pitts.
Yeah, he was terrific. You know, it's a very clean game, and Cal Poly's win against Hawaii. Only 11 turnovers. They had 7 of them. And so far tonight, only 2 Fullerton turnovers, 4 for Cal Poly. So pretty cleanly played game thus far. Here's Cal Poly back in the zone, 2-3 variety.
Ahmad, a bit too strong right there. Again, Cal State Fullerton not a very strong three-point shooting team this year, but when they hit them, they can hit them in bunches, and that's why they are so dangerous. As inside, Crow fouled. He will go to the line for 2 when we return from Titan Gym.
For the Mustangs is extremely admirable.
Fields, the senior out of New York, and leading Cal Poly in scoring, tied for the game high with Jacksonville with 8 points so far. As Crow misfires on the first free throw, trying to break the tie right here, and Crow gets it done. Sophomore out of Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, Fields, Tim, you know, just prolific. He can score in a variety of ways. We've seen his quickness tonight, ability to get to the basket in transition in the half court. You know, he can score in all thirds with 3-point shots at mid-range and at the basket.
Terrible trade again for the outside. Crow had the rebound taken out of his hands. Allman now with it for Fullerton. An initial pick and roll, and he finds Wong rolling inside.
You know, that's just gorgeous. And you can see how often they work on that. You know, the 5-on-0 drill in transition, and there just works to perfection. That's why, as a player, it's paramount that you focus on that in practice, shoot around, because it does carry over a playoff. Great job by Wong.
Oh, yeah, that early offense so effective right there. But again, Cal Poly continues to get to the basket on dribble penetration.
This is why you get your tickets for the Big West tournament, because you know anything can happen. Great effort by the Mustangs.
Allman elevates, no. Tap back by Wong, no.
Mismatch here.
Off the dribble, that's too easy for Fields.
Yeah. Now, of course, the great recognition by Fields as well. You know he's got a big in Wong on him, and what does he do? He doesn't have to shoot over him this time. He drives by him.
Exactly what Calpoly wanted in their early offense right there. Under 2 minutes remaining in this first half. Allman will take a try at it. And Wong was not expecting that pass. Garrick running the floor with the left hand.
Yeah, Dietrich Taylor is not going to be happy with the transition defense right there. But again, good recognition. Calpoly, when they turn it over, they are in attack mode.
So Fulton had a brief lead, but Calpoly enters right back and a foul inside here against the Mustangs, and this one against looks to be Garrick.
And you look at the numbers, Tim. Calpoly, when trailing at the half, this season 2-14. They're 4-5 when they're leading at the half. But guess what? They trailed by 2 at halftime Saturday night at home against Hawaii. They outscored them 50-40 in the second half. And conversely, Cal State Fullerton 0-10 when trailing at the half, 13-4 when leading. Now, as a coach and a player, you're not thinking about these things right now. We have the luxury of doing that, but certainly both teams will have pivotal halftime chats to try to improve their respective execution here.
It's such a key game for both. And a lot of people from the outside looking in would say, well, it's a mismatch. It's the second place team against the ninth place team. But hey, in March, you get to that conference tournament. Again, they say anything can happen. And for Calpoly, hey, you just never know.
Yeah, exactly. And these teams met back on the 26th of January. A Saturday was an 80-63 win for Fullerton on the coast.
Field steps into this one. Allman to the hole against the double team, scores it.
That was gorgeous, attracting a lot of attention. Great focus by Allman to get that done and to finish. 2 of 5 from the floor for Allman thus far.
Yeah, the Titans, if they're going to win this game, need to get him in the flow of the offense.
That's for sure. No question about it. Want to make sure your best player is getting the most looks.
Fields has it rejected. Shot clock is off. Allman, though, quickly up the floor and is hugged and fouled en route to the hoop.
Now, Allman's a kid from Brooklyn, so he knows that's like getting on the subway car at rush hour. Okay, he got fouled about 4 times on his way. It's like, you know, making your way onto the subway. But you're absolutely right, Tim, from the standpoint that Allman and Ahmad, first half combined 5 of 13 from the floor. And you're just going to need production from those guys. They're actually 2 of 3 from three-point range. But certainly when you got those types of players and the offensive prowess that they have, you want to make sure that every media break, you're making sure that they're getting the most field goal opportunities and attempts for your squad.
The last 4 from Fullerton. Shot clock off. Mustangs with the final opportunity. And Fields just too easy to the rim, and that will end this first half as the Mustangs on the road desperately.
Yeah, you got to get back on track if you're Fullerton here, Tim, back on your home floor after the loss at Santa Barbara. And for Calpoly, of course, they're playing to get to the Honda Center with a great sense of urgency. That's what Dietrich Taylor talked about with us earlier in the week, how this time of year, there's urgency abounding.
Rosa wheeling into the lane, and the foul against Wong, who picks up his second personal.
First 4 minutes will be critical here. Remember Calpoly jumping the Titans first 4 minutes of this game, jumping out 7-zip, led 9-5. Fullerton has not won a game this season, 0-10 when trailing at the half. Of course, they're looking to reverse that trend in a major way tonight.
Rowe trying to get around Jackson Rowe, but a little nifty step back there, and he puts it home.
Yeah, that's big. He said, who's going to step up with Fields?
And right now, Let's send it over to Olivia Phelps, who had a chance to catch up with Cal State Fullerton head coach Deidre Taylor.
Coach, you've stressed paint touches all week, 8 points in the paint so far. What was your message to your offense at the break?
Got to play with a greater sense of urgency. Right now, Cal Poly's got a much greater sense of urgency. They're playing with more purpose. And we've got to find ours, and we've got to fight for it. The only people that can make it happen is us. That's a gift and a curse.
Who are you looking to specifically to be that spark plug?
Right now, everybody, anybody. I got to find 5 guys that are willing to play hard, and then we can figure it out from there.
You overcame the 7-0 advantage in the first. How did you take advantage late in the first half?
Got to play consistently on the defensive end of the floor, and then it leads to our offense. But right now, we got to get connected. We got to lock in and understand what's important. And right now, playing hard is at a premium.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Thank you, Olivia. Talking about finding players who are playing hard. Josh Pence, who has 7 points coming off the bench tonight, but he just right there picked up his 3rd foul defensively.
Yeah, he was great off the bench, Tim, in the first half. I completely concur.
So Garrett trying to find his rhythm for the outside tonight. 0 for 2 from 3-point range so far.
Cal Poly in man-to-man here. We saw some zone, as Joe Calero told Olivia at the end of the first half, showing the Titans some different looks.
And Rowe trying to do a bit too much right there. On the other end, tough take by Alexander, but it gets the nice kiss off the window for the 2.
Not a high percentage shot, but Jobe Alexander seizing the opportunity with a terrific finish, going 1-on-3.
And Ahmad, looks like he's earned a trip to the foul line here.
And now this big 3, okay, of Ahmad, as well as Allman and Rowe, they average 47 a night, okay? They've got 23 at the half. So offense not particularly the problem, as Coach Deidre Taylor told Olivia. They've got to focus in on defending. 48% for Cal Poly from the first half, 12 for Fields, 10 for Garrett. And the paint points, Tim, which they doubled, 24 for Cal Poly to 12 for Fullerton. So, like you said, they've just got to play harder. They've got to bring that sense of urgency.
The officials coming to the scorers table as we have a delay here. And so we'll see as Frank Harvey will take a look at the monitor and just to see what happened on that last play.
Didn't look like he did anything untoward toward Garoza.
The foul went against Crow, his first, and just the first for the Mustangs. Already 2 team fouls for Cal State Fullerton. So Ahmad out of nearby Corona and Centennial High School, and a senior, and he has had such a storied career here at Cal State Fullerton.
Now Fullerton cannot afford to let their offense affect their defense, Tim. They've got to bring it defensively. Only shot 33% in the first half, including 3 of 10 from downtown. Cal Poly not much better from beyond the arc, just 1 of 7.
Garrett trying to swing through, and contact made by Allman on the perimeter.
And of course, for Deidre Taylor and his staff, they track kills. What's a kill? 3 consecutive stops. What's their goal? 8 per game. Defend without fouling is the mantra you hear. Easier said than done there. Allman knows that he's got to stay down on Garrett, not go for the head fake and the foul.
Good defense in the post by Rowe, as inside. Nice defense of Wushika. And here come the Titans on the attack. Allman, a little bit of space, not enough, and Rowe inside of Wushika, foul, and Garoza will pick up, it looks like his 3rd personal.
Wushika is just one of those players that does a little bit of everything. Good look at the Cal Poly bench, as they, of course, are into it. Now, Wushika got the defensive stop at the other end, and now he'll get to the free throw line. Real do-it-all type player. 7th in the conference in assists, 4th in steals.
Really the unsung member of this team. Wushika does so many things well. Among the Big West leaders, yeah, you said it, assists, steals, rebounding, and a solid scorer as well.
And I think that's what happens, Tim, when you play with such prolific scorers in Ahmad and Allman, not to mention Rowe as well, but he's definitely a vital part of this Cal State Fullerton team.
So what you got at Chino Hills, Ayala High School. And Yacola will earn a trip to the foul line here.
Almost a zone look there from Cal State Fullerton on the Titans. From the Titans, I should say.
Arnold with his first personal. 3 team fouls on both squads. Yacola, the freshman from Helsinki, Finland. Member of the Finland under-20 national team.
Certainly
a bit too strong.
Certainly global recruiting, Tim, is that is systemic throughout the conference, throughout college hoops. 25% of the NBA international.
Allman on the run the other way, gets the bounce.
That's vintage Kyle Allman. Great athleticism, and also who's going to step up here and support Fields and Garrett, Crow, and Alexander showing signs early.
Crow with a strong take along the baseline and a foul against the Titans. Ahmad was there along with Rowe. And Ahmad will be whistled for the foul. That is his first.
So, you know, when you look at the numbers, Cal State Fullerton, second in the conference in field goal percentage defense, number 1 in 3-point field goal percentage defense. And from that standpoint, they also lead the conference, by the way, in field goal percentage. But defensively is where Dedrick Taylor is going to want to see some progress here. Some of those kills, those 3 consecutive stops, that's what Fullerton desperately needs.
Calpoly now 7 for 14 from the foul line tonight. They have not shot free throws well all season at 63%. And that has been one of their Achilles heels.
It's interesting, Tim, and also just overall shooting from the floor, 3-point field goal percentage. They led those categories good.
And Kyle Allman taking over here in the second half. He now has a game-high 13. He'll try to make it 14 after the foul by Mark Crow.
And, you know, it sounds kind of basic, but you see a great finish by Allman with terrific concentration. But, you know, the late Rick Majerus would say that when you get the stat sheet during your media breaks, just look at the field goal attempts. Make sure your major players are getting the most field goal attempts. Basic, but it's important. And no surprise that Dedrick Taylor's got that going on here in the second half.
When Kyle Allman is in a rhythm, he is one of the funnest players to watch on the West Coast in college basketball.
Yeah, plays with great energy, great freedom. Not one of the other great players on the West Coast right there down in the field. What makes the Big West so terrific, Tim, right? All these matchups abounding all over the floor.
Allman against Alexander there. Fields with 14, Allman with 13. A duel here at Titan Gym.
Drain the cup dry. They want to get back to the tournament. Last year, not enough for these Titans, but they're going to have some company at the Honda Center trying to get to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and they know it's so important to get that number 2 seed, because then that would really put them in a spot where they don't have to face their nemesis this season, UC Irvine, until the championship game, possibly.
Right, a possible rematch.
Alexander rejected inside.
Great help defense by Arnold. He's made an impact tonight, Tim, on both ends of the floor. Great distributing, good defensive energy from Arnold.
Allman with a beautiful crossover.
See, listen, Allman is taking over. He is asserting himself here in a major way. Second half.
Right now, let's send it over to Olivia Phelps, who has updates from both the Mustangs and the Titans huddles.
Thanks, Tim. Bill, you said it. Allman is taking over. He's picking up the pace, and Taylor is pleased with what he's saying. He said he wanted them to turn it up. And right now, their best offense is coming in transition. He wants them to get into that rhythm and specifically shrink the floor. Now, on the other side of things, Coach Calero is saying, let's get organized. The good news is that we're not organized on defense, so we have room to be a lot better. He wants them to have more confidence in their teammates. And, of course, we got to lock in on Allman and stop that initial drive.
Thank you, Olivia. Yep, execution, Bill, going to certainly be the key down the stretch for Cal Poly.
Yeah, particularly on the road, Tim, for sure. You got to, it's the paradox of the game that Joe Calero understands so well. Offensively, you've got to play aggressive. They've gotten good opportunities in transition, being opportunistic. You've got to play aggressively, but by the same token, you have to treat each possession like gold. You have to find that right balance. And then, defensively, it's just about communication, tenacity. And again, you don't have the benefit of your bench in front of you on defense, but you have it on offense.
So Garrick is 0 for 4 from three-point range tonight for Cal Poly, coming off that 4 for 7 performance against Hawaii on Saturday as Rowe worked his way inside and is fouled.
Yeah, that's a major point, Tim. If you're able to shoot the three ball well at a high percentage on the road, when you're trying to control tempo, that could be a major difference. But shooting just under 50% against Hawaii, like you said, and now tonight struggling back to where you've been towards the bottom of the conference. And DJ Taylor told us that would be a major point of emphasis for Fullerton defending the three-point line against Cal Poly, and they've done that well. Not so much the paint and two ball, but the three ball they've been very effective against.
So Rowe tonight with 9 points, trying to get into double digits, and he does so. So Allman with 16, Rowe with 10. For Cal Poly, Fields with 14, Garrett with 10.
And again, how are you going to contain Fields? Let's see what they do here, pick and roll scenarios. Wishika, of course, has been on him mostly.
Shot that Joe Calero wanted right there. Between the legs, Allman finding Pitts running the floor, and the big man will earn a trip to the foul line, and some pushing and shoving afterwards that the officials have to break up.
Yeah, Mike Cyphers was on this, Tim, immediately looking at Nijo, so this may be a little extracurricular activity that will be addressed. I don't know if he gave him a little bit of a push after the play had essentially ended and gave Pitts a little bit of a shove, perhaps.
Yeah, it looked like Nijo gave him that extra little shove at the end.
And certainly, if that's the case, a blunder by Nijo and a learning opportunity here, a coaching moment for Joe Calero, because clearly, it's uncalled for to have that level of frustration. I know it's been a tough season, but at this juncture of the game, you can ill afford giving Fullerton any additional opportunities.
Nijo playing with 2 fouls. This senior out of Poland. It's Hollingsworth.
Great job by our crew. With the left hand, he gives Pitts a shove. Now listen, Pitts goes 6'10". I wouldn't be shoving him anywhere, any time, under any circumstance.
There's a foul on the dead ball. Look at 2 free throws, and Cal State will retain possession of the basketball.
So a technical foul called against Cal Poly, and it looks like Nijo will pick it up. A tight ball game, big road trip, big situation for your team season, and your emotions get away from you at the wrong time.
Right. So this will be a juncture here that will have to mark from the standpoint of, okay, 2-point lead, 13:29 to go, and then you get 2 in the ball in the extracurriculars.
So common foul against Nijo and a dead ball contact foul against Nijo as well. All right, so Fullerton getting the free throws here and will have possession.
So, yeah, we have to look at this. Is this a watershed moment in this game? Is this a turning point? Because a big advantage here for Fullerton to extend a little bit.
Allman with a game high 17 points and I'll make it 18 now.
Allman probably won a lot of free throw competitions back in Brooklyn in his youth. He's kind of reminiscent of that. And he's out there all alone.
75% free throw shooter coming in. Fullerton as a team has shot around 70% this year.
And it's funny because DJ Taylor said, hey, you know, we're a better free throw shooting team than that. Because the numbers are there, but he feels like they could be better from the line. Now, I'm not sure if they're, it was a shooting foul, so he's 2. Then you get the extracurriculars, which, so I believe he had made 2 of 3, Tim. It was about to shoot the 4th before kind of Joe Calero and DJ Taylor now kind of getting involved in the discussion with the officials. I'm not sure why the free throws were stopped at this juncture, but
the officials discussing it now, and both coaches looking for more clarification here from our Big West crew. Mike Cyphers, Frank Harvey, Ryan Wells tonight.
We talked earlier, Tim, about rebounding numbers being important. Fullerton +1 rebound margin tonight, 26-25. And when they're out-rebounded by opponents, they're just 3-10 on the season. And this is a good officiating crew here tonight, as you mentioned, Tim. Shooter when he was fouled there, so we got it right.
So pivotal juncture of this ballgame. Cal State Fullerton with that 4-point lead now, trying to take control in the second half. Can Calpoly stay with them? And that ball knocked away. Great defensive anticipation there, coming from Daxton Carr.
Yeah, really was an anticipatory defender, as the late Rick Majerus would say.
Carr, the freshman out of Pocatello, Idaho.
He was solid against the Wildcat. Made a couple of threes, 2 or 4 downtown.
Wishka lost it, picked up Fields. Long lead, and there he is. Carr with a 2-hand jam. That's how to quell that momentum for Cal Poly.
Yeah. Turn over the opponent, great vision. Carr, again, had the deflection here and was rewarded with being the beneficiary of the dish long distance by Fields.
Great sequence for Carr and for the Mustangs. Allman trying to power one down. Heads on the putback.
Allman with the avarice for scoring and getting to the basket. And Pitts, as he's done so well tonight, opportunistic second chance points.
Pitts with 9. Crow from the corner and drains it. So Crow hits his second triple of the night. And he's now into double figures with 10 points.
Yeah, Crow, such a vital piece of Cal Poly to support Fields and Garrett. He's got the ability to score.
And it's an offensive foul against Ahmad, his second. And just like that, the Mustangs were down 4, now within 1, have a chance to retake the lead.
Yeah, really got to respect Cal Poly and the effort and the winning plays that they're making now. They made them early, getting to the 50-50 balls, going up 7-zip, 9-5. Led at the half in this one. Trailed Hawaii by 2, outscored it by 10, 50-40 on Saturday night for that win.
And a runner there runs around no good from Garrick.
You mentioned Pitts with 9, so he only averages 3 per night in conference. He's been great tonight for Cal Poly.
Rowe has it stripped going up, and a foul against Carr, who picks up his 4th. Tight one.
These players do the most prolific in the Big West.
Allman with a game high 16. Fields with 14 to lead Cal Poly. Jackson Rowe at the line.
Fields, by the way, going for 30 points twice this season. The last one at Northridge in an overtime loss. 28 again in that win against Hawaii last Saturday. So the senior guard out of Newburgh, New York, has the propensity to score big.
Now, both these teams have struggled from the foul line tonight. Rowe getting 1 of 2 on that trip.
That's another key point, Tim, as you point out, big factor.
And especially in close games, that really comes into play. And Calpoly, an opportunity at the other end, and Fields earns a trip to the foul line, trying to finish off on what could be a 3-point play.
You know, listen, Fields and Allman are both in the zone. You know, you just can feel these guys taking control and taking the steering wheel. And it's just a great take by Fields. Now, if you're DJ Taylor, you got to tell you guys, listen, I'm sure he's telling them that, obviously. You've got to try to stop him at the logo, at the Titan logo. You can't, if he gets deep into the paint, you know, he's going to wreak havoc. He's either going to finish, get fouled, or both. Only bad things are going to happen. So containing Fields will be absolutely paramount for Fullerton over the final 10 of the year.
Fields now with a game high 17, but Alden has a chance to retake that as he will go back to the foul line, drawing contact on that dribble penetration.
And UB Brown talks about it all the time, Tim, right? I mean, coaching is a lot about getting your top 3 guys the ball in the areas where they can be most effective, and particularly where they're most effective that night. Now, for Fields and Allman, it almost seems like everywhere. Getting to the basket has been easy for both of them. Mid-range, shooting the 3 has been a little bit of a conundrum.
And Olivia Phelps can help us with that conversation as well as we send it over.
Thanks, Tim. We see Fields taking this one over. I spoke with him earlier this week, and he is well aware of what's on the line tonight. Of course, fighting for that spot in the Big West tournament. He's also aware of who awaits them at home, that tough slate, so they need to steal one on the road. Of course, coming off of that Hawaii game, he said they were very strategic that night, and of course, that was key. And tonight, he said they want to play as loose as they were at Hawaii because that was what made the difference.
Thank you, Livy, and it is so correct what you just said. This team is going to follow their leader. They're going to follow his example. The way that Fields is playing tonight, very loose, relaxed, is just the way that they need to play to win this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talk about that schedule, Tim, as Alexander goes to the line here. They're at Long Beach State on Saturday. Then they come home for Irvine, and then Santa Barbara to end it at Ma Gymnasium regular season in a big rivalry game. So that'll be electric. But certainly you're right, playing with that relaxed, calm demeanor. Again, just finding that right balance of playing hard but playing with confidence is vital. It's difficult to do when you've been losing, let's face it. But to Cal Poly's credit, they were great on Saturday night, and they've been terrific here tonight. So
Alexander has 8 points tonight, but he's 0 for 3 from the foul line. So Cal Poly really struggling from the foul line tonight. He gets 1 of 2 there. But the Mustangs right around the 50% mark, and that's just not going to get it done in close games. But they are tied as we hit the halfway mark of the second half.
Fullerton may know that, Tim, too. 6 of 18 coming into tonight's line for Alexander, so that could be a factor later as we get into crunch time.
Ahmad and Pitts kept it alive for Fullerton, and in doing so, Ahmad will go back to the foul line. But again, Fullerton's best free throw shooter. So that's the 4th personal foul against Yakola. So you look at the foul totals right now. The Mustangs over the limit. The Titans will shoot in the double bonus for the remainder of this one. And the Titans, 18 foul.
This big 3, Ahmad, Allman, and Rowe, they're now at 40 points. They average 47. So offensively, they'll be fine. But it's this guy, number 3, that they really have to contend with. It'll be interesting to see how they defend him. Jamal Smith now on him. You may end up on him before the night's over.
Smith having his troubles right there. His second personal foul. So Joe Calero Yes, they are the Mustangs, no pun intended, but they're going to ride that horse the rest of the way. Donovan Fields back to the foul.
Remember back in 2014, 6-10 in conference, but won their first Big West championship, Tim, and beat Texas Southern in the NCAA tournament. Joe Calero worked previously with Dave Miller, a colleague of ours now, both on the staff at USC. Ryan Scalabrine coached him there. Did Joe Calero in junior college, now one of the voices of the Boston Celtics. David DeWaba toiling in the NBA.
You know, Joe Calero had a very successful run at Seattle University before he took the job at Cal Poly. A big tip back there for the Titans.
Yeah, Jackson Rowe, that's a big time play right there. No one was going to move him off the block. Great tip in. So now for the Titans again, Tim, these kills. Can they get 3 consecutive stops here? Can they secure defensive rebounds? Remember, the defensive possession does not end until the rebound is secure. There's one stop.
A bad pass from Yakola behind Fields. So turnovers become oh so magnified in a close game like this.
And of course, now you've got Auburn off the floor. So that's, you know, can they sustain some momentum here with Auburn taking the rest?
A nice drive right there. Owishika back to the foul line. Yakola picks up his 5th, and he is done for the night. So the freshman out of Helsinki, Finland, goes out of the ball game. And so Joe Calero loses some depth along that front line. As Yakola finishing the night scoreless, but he did have 4 rebounds.
This officiating crew is doing a good job. You know, Mike Cyphers doing a little bit of counseling there with Job Alexander. I'd like to have that good communication. Frank Harvey and Ryan Wells, along with Cyphers, doing a really nice job tonight.
Wishiga with just 1 point here this evening. It's just his 2nd now.
It's tough, Tim, too. You know, you watch players like Klay Thompson and the defensive energy they exert and his ability to play offense is amazing. Wishiga, you know, has seen now he's guarding Alexander. He's been on Fields. That definitely is draining. That takes a lot of energy.
4-point lead for Fullerton matches their biggest of the night. Crow on the take against Pitts. Had the mismatch quickness-wise and utilized it well. And Pitts picks up his 4th.
You're absolutely right, Tim. That great recognition by Crow, who goes 6'5", and he knows he's got the 6'10" Pitts on him. Very good decision.
Shooting foul here. Both teams now in the double bonus the rest of the way. Wong will come back on for Pitts. Again, Pitts with those 4 fouls, but energy off the bench tonight for the sophomore out of San Antonio. 9 points and 6 rebounds.
That'll be a big compliment. This is a nice thing, too, that you look back on that you can draw from in the Big West tournament. You see that confidence boost. You know, just that feeling, that knowledge that you belong, that you can play in this league. That's big for a guy like Pitts.
And Alexander could not corral it. Great job by Rowe just to disrupt it, get a hand in there off the body of Alexander and save that possession for Fullerton, and still plenty of time with 18 on the shot.
Yeah, because what happens a lot of times is, and again, UB Brown will talk about this in the NBA playoffs, you know, you talk about your big 3, but then 4 through 8 makes such a huge difference. So a guy like Pitts could be a difference maker in the Big West tournament. You know what Ahmad and Allman are going to bring it? And
Ahmad, another opportunity coming up at the foul line, and Khalil slowly but surely working into a rhythm offensively.
And notice how when Allman is off the floor, who's stepping up? Ahmad. And Joe Calero and his staff knows this. You know, they have so many weapons. But it's just interesting to see that dynamic where it was all Allman all the time. And he takes a break, and now Ahmad asserting himself. Just great fundamental basketball, just the recognition of who your main guys are. And, you know, you look at Ahmad, you talk about relaxed. He just looks, you know, calm, cool, collected. He's been here so many times.
Ahmad, 3 of 10 shooting the ball tonight from the field. It's 7 of 9 from the foul line. Free throws coming up here for Calpoly. CS Fullerton, well, they're trying to
connectivity, the defense, the rebounding. That's what he wants to see. They're improving their seating.
Let's rejoin Olivia Phelps, who has an update from the Fullerton huddle.
Thanks, Tim. Coach Taylor in that last huddle was saying we need to be better on our middle ball screens. He wants to see them move their feet. But right now, he said they're in their driver's seat. He said, let's play these next 4 minutes, really lock in. They're taking it section by section because right now it's all about energy and effort.
Absolutely. Energy and effort for Fullerton. You look at it, they are the more talented team. If they play with that energy and effort, they should pull away in this game. And will they be able to? And Jamal Smith coming off the bench here, trying to provide some spark. As Rowe lost it, and a big turnover for the Mustangs cause right there.
Yeah, zone look by Calpoly pays dividends. And Deidre Taylor's on it, and Olivia's on the case there. It's all about that energy and effort. The execution will take care of itself. See, now, it's very interesting. You know, all of a sudden you look at the numbers as Fields is going to get to the free throw line. You were on this early, Tim. The free throw discrepancy. Fullerton is 24 of 26, 11 of 21. So we've been to the free throw line a lot tonight. Physical teams. Fields now trying to minimize that differential from the free throw.
So Fields with 19 to lead all scorers, 5 of 6 at the foul line, but he really has been the only solid performer at the stripe for Calpoly tonight. Alexander 3 of 6, Crow 3 of 6, Hollingsworth 1 of 2, Yakola 0 for 2.
Fields, of course, playing in the moment, but you know, you sense it as a senior, Tim, that the hourglass is going to expire at some point, but you want that to be on your terms. And you realize you're on the road in a very winnable game, that you've got the steering wheel for your squad. So these opportunities are so rare.
That was a look, but Smith is there to beat it.
Big time shot by Smith.
His first field goal, his first points of the night for the son of Cal State Fullerton Associate Head Coach John Smith.
Yeah, he's got a big defensive assignment on Fields, and that was reunited confidence.
Throw across the lane is fouled.
But it's like Tim Capstraw, the Brooklyn Nets radio analyst who quotes Albert Einstein. Not everything that counts can be counted. So you see Jamal Smith making that type of contribution defensively. Not all of it shows up. Some of it does, certainly in the advanced analytics, but there are a lot of things that don't show up, and he's had a very good presence tonight off the bench for Cal State Fullerton, Jamal Smith. And again, I want to make sure people who know Capstraw know it's an Einstein quote. they won't mistake him for a Capstraw or a Horrenda quote, but I got to make sure I get that straight. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you are Einstein with a dictionary. There's no doubt about it.
Again, 2-3 zone here by Calpoly.
Smith. Tie-up situation here, and the possession arrow is going to stay with Cal State Fullerton.
Good hustle by Wong and Garrick, of course, both hitting the deck. But very interesting how the 50-50 balls, after early in this game, anytime the ball is hit the floor, at least one Titan has been on it. That's good coaching. You can see that it's incorporated by the players. Now, Garrick went down hard there, kind of hit his head on the floor. Now, clean play, wasn't a overzealous play by Wong, but hopefully Garrick's okay.
Going by Crow that time, and a foul here. This one against Crow, who got beat off the dribble. And for Crow, that's his third personal foul.
And there you go. So you see Calpoly out of the out-of-bounds play going man-to-man. Crow with the recognition. excuse me, row would be recognition. You handled that
Row
much
and
better
row.
than much better.
Separated by a C. There we go.
Much better than I did, Tim. You handled that.
But Jackson Rowe, one of the fine talents coming out of Canada. More and more seem to come every year in the game of basketball from our neighbors to the north.
Andrew Wiggins, the list goes on and on. I believe a Kogi with the Minnesota Timberwolves is another Canadian. There's so many good, terrific Canadian players. And like we said earlier, 25% of the NBA and
Calpoly remembers their roster from overseas. Council, Czech Republic for Fullerton.
that was a good move by Garrett, just didn't convert.
Good one-on-one matchup here. But Ahmad will try. And hit a big one right there. Largest lead of the night for Cal State Fullerton and Joe Calero. A couple games of the regular season.
Sean Booker goes for 26. He's like, Horrenda, you didn't talk about me for player of the year. Are you kidding me? He made a statement. He's calling me out. I got to do it.
Fields, little step back there, but that won't go down. And now the Mustangs really starting to get up against the wall here.
It'll be very interesting to see what Joe Calero does, Tim, after the under 4-minute timeout. Because, you know, can you extend the defense at least to kind of slow down Allman and Ahmad a little bit?
So Ahmad with the offensive foul there as he looked to be with that left arm as he tried to turn the corner there on the dribble.
You know, trying to create a little separation, but Mike Seif was on the case.
Ahmad with his third motion. Calpoly get back in it. Their season in the balance this weekend, and Alexander lost it along the baseline.
Yeah, so an unfortunate empty possession. Good looking set, high pick and roll. But good aggressive play by Alexander, just couldn't convert. So again, now you just have to turn the page, one possession at a time. You want a quality shot if you're Fullerton. If you're Calpoly, again, it's about stops.
Well, over the top as Ahmad, nice communication there with Rowe. Was able to seal off defender, and he will go right back to the foul line, and just what Fullerton wants now with one of the premier free throw shooters in the conference back in the charity stripe.
Yeah, it's very good offense, Tim. And Ahmad, very opportunistic, using his body. Great seal on Garrick, who's defending him. And just great recognition by Rowe. But again, you know, Steve Clifford, the head coach with the Orlando Magic, says, listen, chemistry doesn't happen by accident. We hear Coach Deidre Taylor talking about the connectedness of the players. And like a play like that doesn't happen just like tonight. You know what I'm saying? That's good work, film work, recognizing maybe we can expose this matchup, and you see good cohesion and a very good post player with passing skills.
Ahmad and Rowe, teammates for 3 seasons. And a reverse layup there, pretty, from Marcellus Garrett.
He's a good-looking player, Garrett. Very smooth, opportunistic, 13 double-digit scoring games, averages double digits, 10 points a night.
And the West Coast all the way from Columbia, South Carolina, played at Ellen Hancock College, just down the road from San Luis Obispo in Santa Maria. But Allman, big response right there.
Yeah, so you kind of feel like, you know, this is kind of the pace that Fullerton likes. You know, we could trade baskets with you the rest of the night. We have no problem with that if you're Fullerton.
Mustangs need to keep possession right here, and they do. But Fullerton trying to pull away late in the second half.
Travels, you know, holding UC Davis under 40% thus far, as you pointed out here, courtside at Titan Gymnasium.
Is 2 of 5, 7 points for UC Davis. foul here.
So, Tim, you know how you can sum up this game to a degree. First half, Cal Poly shot 48% from the floor, and they held Cal State Fullerton to 33%. Second half, Fullerton is shooting 53%, Cal Poly is shooting 33%. So they've almost flipped it from the first half. And of course, Cal Poly led by 3, 35-32. Fullerton yet to win a game when trailing in the half, only 10.
You know, going back to those standings, Bill, UC Irvine tonight with a win over UC Davis. They clinched the regular season title, at least a share of it.
Well, what a job Russ Turner has done. And, you know, they're so versatile, Tim, from Leonard to Hazard to Galloway. Two-way players that have positional size and versatility, can guard 1 through 4.
Don't forget about the Titans come tournament time.
No, and you know, that's something that you will not have to remind UC Irvine of, right, after last season. But you're right to bring it and to point it out, of course.
But so far this season, UC Irvine has controlled that matchup, and you knew they would here this year with a point to prove after going down to that championship game last year. But
energy, effort, focus, concentration. And if you have a team that's mature that can bring that, that certainly gives you an advantage.
You look at some other teams, UC Santa Barbara. They are so explosive offensively. They play good defense. They could make their mark if they go on a run in March. Hawaii, they've really overachieved, according to a lot of people this year, not according to They knew he had a good team. UC Davis, if TJ Shorts gets going, and AJ John and Joe Mooney get going, they could make a big dent in things. And CSUN, with their firepower, with Janae and Gomez, again, you get hot in one game, a big upset could happen. And Long Beach State, they beat UC Irvine earlier this season and went down in the final seconds in another game of the Pyramid.
If you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it. And we saw the graphic where every representative of the Big West has made the tournament over the last 9-10 years or so. So it is, you know, you've got to think that, notwithstanding UC Irvine's regular season hegemony over the rest of the conference, you're right, Tim. Anybody can win this thing. So it makes the tournament so much fun. So what does Cal Poly do? See, here we go with the extension, right? Because, you know, you're down 9, under 2 minutes to go. Possessions will become few and far between here, so you got to mix it up.
Nice steal by Garrett. Nice feed to Alexander, and just like that, it's a 7-point game. Still a minute 45 to go.
Yeah, you got to be in turnover mentality for Cal Poly. For Fullerton, this pressure's got to be an invitation for a dunk.
The foul as Ahmad had others the other way.
That was gorgeous by Ahmad with the finish with the flick. The NBA, maybe he would have gotten it. They're probably even there, he wouldn't have gotten it. But see, that's what people said about Dwayne Wade last night. They're like, oh, that's lucky. It's a lucky shot. Listen, to me, I tweeted this out. I tweet from time to time, Tim.
Really?
You know, listen, I would never call that a lucky shot, because to me that implies that it's a shot he's not capable of making. All you got to do is hang around these gyms. These guys are capable of making shots of much higher degrees of difficulty.
Oh yeah, the amount of hours that they put in day after day after day. And this is during the summer.
Yeah,
and
of course. That's right, absolutely. So you mentioned it early, Tim, free throw shooting would be important. It certainly is.
Ahmad, one of his few misses tonight, but at the foul line, Cal Poly 15 of 25 on the evening. And for Fullerton, 24 of 37 from the foul line. 25 of 38 for the Titans. So an 8-point game. Cal Poly's got to hurry here. Throw. The Titans don't want to knocked out of bounds by Smith.
Tim, on average, Fullerton gets to the free throw line 22 times per night. In the league, coming into tonight, they've been to the line 36 times. So they have definitely made inroads there, a great impact tonight for them.
Into the ball game for the first time, Gerald Rice. He's a redshirt freshman from Modesto. Garrick with a nice lift fake. Frees himself up, 4-2.
Two-possession game now.
And trying to create some mayhem is Calpoly. And Fields will be whistled for the foul. He thought he got all the ball right there.
So now if you're Fullerton, basically what you have to do here is make your free throws, defend without fouling. Then when you are inbounding, expect contact, do not expect a whistle, and any pressure, you know you're going to see it, is an invitation for a dunk. Conversely, for Calpoly, it's all about extending the game here. Extend, extend, extend.
Allman with a game high 22 points, making 23, 8 of 15 from the field, 6 of 8 from the foul line. Ahmad with 20 for Fullerton. Rowe with 15 and 12, another double-double for Jackson Rowe, his 5th. Fields with 20 for Calpoly, 18 for Garrett. But it's another 8-point lead for the Titans. And Calpoly could not trade points at this juncture. Rejected. And the Titans get it back, and Ahmad is fouled. And with 62 seconds left in this one, Fullerton trying to put the final touches on what would be their 10th conference victory and their 14th victory overall this year.
Yeah, just a great block by Rowe. Excellent basket protection. And, you know, Rowe is part of this big three with Allman and Ahmad. Tim, we've talked about, of course, a lot tonight. They average 47 points per game in conference. They now have 59. So you've got 24 from Allman, 21 from Ahmad, 15 from Rowe. So they've all stepped up big time.
So the Titans will get to 10 wins in conference play for the 3rd straight season. Olivia Phelps was on that this week.
And for Calpoly, you know, you got to feel good about the effort. So it's not going to be easy to get to the Honda Center, but they will have no choice but to turn the page. Just couldn't put together a full 40 minutes and also contain the big three of Fullerton in their building.
Titans will get a 2-game lead on UC Santa Barbara for 2nd place. Trying to achieve that number 2 seed in the tournament. Calpoly will have to go back to the drawing board. They will be on the road, continuing this road trip Saturday at the Pyramid at Long Beach. We will have all the action for you of that one here on the ESPN family of networks.
Calpoly was so good from 3 against Hawaii, shooting nearly 60%. But tonight, it just wasn't there. And that could have made a big difference. Just 2 of 14, 14%. Actually, they were 1 of 7 in both halves downtown. And, just didn't get the production that they certainly could have used tonight beyond the arc.
A big second half for the Titans offensively as Alexander gets inside for an easy 2.
And the teaching moment for Dedrick Taylor here tonight, Tim, is that we cannot come out flat. We cannot come out of complacent. They were down 7-zip, 9-5 early. So, sign of maturity that they were able to overcome that early turbulence, but that's a sign. You don't want that to become a habit. Dedrick Taylor will remind us of that.
And a great moment here at Titan Gym. Coming into the ball game is Sammy Jones for the Titans. He has been the team manager for Cal State Fullerton for the last 4 years. He is suiting up tonight. He got clearance from the NCAA to do so. And he will suit up for senior night next week against Hawaii. Just a great moment, and he will dribble off some time here. Sammy Jones gets some spotlight here. You talk about putting a phenomenal exclamation point on this victory for the Titans. He did it right there.
Absolutely Sammy Jones to go to work, and he does to the delectation of the Titan faithful. Gorgeous move.
Huge applause, standing ovation for the crowd. Cal State Fullerton for the third straight year to the 10-win mark in Big West Conference play. And now the Titans at the 500 mark back there. Overall in the season, they will go to 10-4 in Big West play. Calpoly falls to 6-20 and 2-11 in Big West play. But still only one game still much to play for the Mustangs, but that makes that game at Long Beach State even more important on Saturday.
Yeah, it really does. Really does. No question about it.
Trying to win that 8th and final Big West tournament spot. But the long